Hello everyone, welcome to IS Baba. In this strategy class, we are going to formulate strategy for environment and ecology. This subject being very important both from the prelims and mains perspective because of the increasing uh, threats to the earth from various negative impact of the economic development like excessive mining, construction activities, then excessive use of the fossil fuels and the threats that is being faced by the wildlife, the various natural landscapes, and most importantly, human beings all over the world. Keeping this thing in mind, there is an increased number of questions in prelims as well as in mains. So UPSC have explicitly mentioned the syllabus of environment and ecology both in prelims as well as in mains. So since 2013 onwards, UPSC have been consistently asking questions on prelims as well as in mains. The reason is the Indian Forest Service and the UPSC Civil Service, okay, have got a combined prelims exam, as you all know. So there is an increased proportion of the questions from geography and environment in prelims. At times, around 33% of the questions in prelims are from these two subjects. So having done these two subjects, you should be in a position to at least expect 30 plus number of questions. Okay, they are relatively easier. Geography is more of fundamental and static type. Environment and ecology is more of current affair, or you can say application oriented. Okay, so as I have already mentioned, the increasing incidence of global warming and its impact, climate change, and the issues being faced by the countries all over the world in this 21st century. Countries all over the world is coming up with various mitigation measures so that the future generation can be safeguarded. Syllabus given by UPSC in GS paper 3 is conservation, environmental pollution and degradation, environmental impact assessment. Just a one-liner syllabus, and you may not understand what is the depth. Similarly, in prelims GS paper 1, you can see general issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity and climate change that do not need subject specialization. So you do not need to be expert in these subjects in order to attempt these questions. A general understanding of these issues would help you to solve most of the questions. So one-liner syllabus, frankly speaking, is not this syllabus, they're just kind of guidelines. And there is since no limitation to this number of the topics that can be prepared, and as UPSC have explicitly mentioned that you are supposed to prepare from a generalist perspective. So let us go to the previous year's question paper now. And if you look into the previous year's question paper, especially from the mains perspective, if we try to analyze this mains related topic, so we'll get to see that around five major topics, five major dimensions, that is ecosystem, biodiversity, pollution, climate change, environmental impact assessment. So these are major topics that is being asked in the mains, and you can see a relative number of questions that is being asked. Within these topics, you can see the subtopics like basics of the biodiversity, tourism and its impact, protected areas. So protected areas like national park, wildlife sanctuary, tiger reserve, elephant reserve, biosphere reserve. These are some important protected areas. There are others also like Ramsar sites. Okay, the biodiversity hotspot region. There are various conservation projects in order to conserve these protected areas. With respect to the pollution, you must have in general heard about various pollutions like air pollution, water pollution, land pollution or the noise pollution. So on the similar line, these are also there, but it needs a better understanding of those dimensions, like what are the causes, what are the negative impact, what are the various uh, international and national level policies or measures that is being taken, what are the various committees or commissions being set up, okay, to study those threats. So general topics like environmental threats, environmental degradation, pollution, they are being asked. Deforestation, degradation, conservation, land pollution, e-waste, water pollution, air pollution, ozone hole, global warming, noise pollution, mining, etc. These questions have been asked. There is always a debate with respect to the environment and development, and what should be like favored more. Okay, that type of questions are usually being asked, but you are supposed to be having a balanced approach. So always keep a balanced perspective. So these will come over a period of time, how to approach the questions from very neutral or balanced perspective. If we look into the previous year's prelims question paper, from those question paper we have derived that these are the topics on which questions have been asked. Accordingly, the number of questions are also being given. So example, you see the major topics like ecosystem, biodiversity, then you see protected areas, environmental threat, climate change, international policy, programs, acts, organizations, conventions, protocol. So is the national program, policy, act, and organization. Miscellaneous topic like index and report are also being asked. And if you look into the various subtopics within it, you'll get to see from the ecosystem topics like ecosystem, ecotone, ecological niche, components of ecosystem, functions of ecosystem, threats to the ecosystem. Okay, other topics like photosynthesis, pollination, various food chain and food web, food pyramid are there. Some form of threats like bioaccumulation, bioconcentration is also there. Interactions, then the ecological succession. So very very important is the nutrient cycle. Within that, carbon cycle is very very important, nitrogen cycle is very important. There are a good number of questions recently being asked on these two topics. If we look into the another topic, that is biodiversity, which is also there in the mains, you can see some conservation of biodiversity, IUCN sites, and these are also the topics which is asked in mains also. So once we start analyzing any topic, we will first look into the previous year's questions, we will formulate a micro syllabus, and then we will proceed ahead. So this is just a general approach, just to get an understanding of what is the depth of the syllabus, okay, and also what things to be kept in mind while reading the newspaper. So is the case with the protected areas. Usually these are always there in the news, and there are questions almost every year. Around 2 to 3 questions are always there. Minimum 2 to 3 questions are there. It can be as like more as 4 questions can also be asked. With respect to the environmental threat, there can be no question paper without questions being asked on the environmental threats. Some form of the other environmental threats are always there in the news. So you can see questions on solid waste and conservation, soil pollution, desertification, okay, deforestation, sand mining, plastic pollution, e-waste, water pollution. So likewise, there are a list of various environmental threats on which UPSC have asked questions. From the climate change, uh, a very important conservation effort, that is the Rio Summit or the Earth Summit, also known as United Nations Convention on Environment and Development, UNCED, okay, and which started way back in the year 1992, and whose meeting, also known as the Conference of Parties COP, is conducted every year, okay, and the recent 27th meeting was concluded recently. So almost every year, so if it is the next year meeting, it would be Conference of Party 28. So that will be the 28th meeting of this Rio Summit, okay, Earth Summit, UNCED. Okay, so this will be there in the news almost every year. which will become a very important topic almost every year. Okay, so by default you are supposed to prepare this topic in good detail. International programs policies, as we have seen, environmental threat is no longer a regional problem, it has become a global problem. So globally, be it developed country or be it developing country, both have come up with various mitigation measures with respect to conservation of the environment through this biodiversity conservation, forest conservation, sustainable development, and on the similar line, India have also been doing the same. We also have various acts like Environmental Protection Act, some organizations like National Green Tribunal, Central Pollution Control Board, then the Animal Welfare Board, some NGOs, national and the domestic NGOs, even the international NGOs are there in the news, and questions are asked from NGOs also. Okay, so we have analyzed previous year's question paper and we have also seen the syllabus. So on the basis of the previous year's question paper, we got to know that we are supposed to prepare one topic, ecosystem, and various dimensions within that. We are supposed to prepare biodiversity and various topics within that. Okay, same is the case with the pollution, various topic inside that, climate change, and lastly this conventions, protocol, programs, organizations, policies at the national level and the international level both. If you see in terms of number of questions in prelims, you can see these are the number of questions collectively asked from these various topics. If we look into the number of questions in the mains, you can see 2 or 3 questions almost on yearly basis is being asked. So if you do the analysis of prelims number of questions and mains number of questions, you can see around minimum of 15 questions and maximum you can see 26 questions were being asked. So you can expect any time more than 15 questions in prelims. And with respect to mains, if you see, there was 2 questions in 2019, then 3 questions. Now it is increased to 4 questions. So there is an increasing number of questions from mains perspective. So it indicates the importance of environment ecology have increased in mains. So from mains, at least expect 3 questions or 3 or more than 3. So 3 questions out of 20 questions of GS paper 3 and 15 questions out of 100 questions in GS paper 1. Okay. Some questions is also being mentioned to have a better understanding of the depth. We will do each of these while preparing individual topic. None of the topics should be done in isolation. Every topic have got some overlapping with the other topic also. With respect to the GS paper 1, environment have got overlapping with the geography, like change in the critical geographical features including water bodies, ice caps, and in flora and fauna, and the effects of such changes. And what is the major cause of these changes? It is the climate change basically. Similarly, GS paper 2 mein you have polity and governance, and you have fundamental right under article number 21, which says that you have a right to have a clean environment. You also have a fundamental duty to keep the environment clean. There is a directive principle of state policy, which is the duty of the government to provide you a clean environment. There is also a concurrent list in which forest is listed, wherein both central and the state government have the responsibility or they can formulate law with respect to that of forest. In GS paper 3, you have economics, wherein climate change is a very important chapter that is dealt every year in the economic survey. In essay also, you may expect questions on climate change or the natural law. You also have GS paper 4, which talks about ethics, and within that, environmental ethics. Environmental ethics is also there. So if you prepare environment, prepare in such a manner, in such a good detail, that when you do geography, you should be having an idea, okay, climate change is having impact on these. When you are studying polity, you should have an idea that yes, environment ecology have got something to do with your quality and governance also. Okay, so is the case with GS paper 4, environmental ethics is also there. So if you have such a multi-dimensional approach towards each of these topics, you will be better administrator. So what have we done is, we have analyzed the syllabus. Through that, we got to understand what is the length of the topic and subtopic. We look into the previous year's question paper. From that, we got the depth of the topic and the micro syllabus. And having done these two exercises, that is syllabus and the previous year's question paper, you will get a fair idea what is the demand of the exam. And after that, you start preparing. So NCERT, so the objective is to prepare the topics, to study the topic and not to study any book. If you have completed any book, that does not matter. What matters is whether you have completed a topic or not. Okay, and what is the topic that is to be prepared? You have already analyzed the previous year's question paper and the syllabus. So prepare, you can refer to the NCERT for your basic understanding, and IS Baba's value added notes for your advanced level understanding. Having studied them, it is time to solve the previous year's question paper, and this will complete that topic altogether. Do the analysis through syllabus question paper, then study them through the authentic resources, and then solving it. Okay, so doing these three exercises will complete one topic. Having done this, move to the next topic then. Okay. So what are the resources that is to be referred? There is no specific NCERT for environment. You have NCERT for geography, you have NCERT for science, and selected chapters from geography, selected chapters from science, you are supposed to prepare for environment and ecology. But you have a systematic notes, that is IS Baba value added notes and environment, you can refer that. For current affair, these three are important authentic resources, that is a Down to Earth magazine, which is a monthly magazine, very thin magazine, can be studied in just 2-3 days. Sunset TV Big Picture, weekly you can expect 1 or 2 episodes related to the environment, and a very good authentic resource. Then India Yearbook, 1 chapter on environment. So this is a yearly compilation of the current affairs. It is a Government of India material, so you can refer to this also. Economic survey mein there is 1 chapter that is dedicated to climate change almost every year, so you can refer to economic survey. Of course, this is also the yearly material. And for day-to-day references, you can refer Hindu and the Indian Express. And for your add-on, and to keep yourself polished with the overall things, you can lastly refer to this ministry website, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, so some dedicated NCERT chapters, as I have mentioned, are these. From 6th standard geography, refer chapter number 8. This is with reference to chapters on environment. Okay. Then from 7th standard, refer chapter number 1 and 6. From 8th standard, 9th standard. So these are specific geography NCERTs. And lastly, you can see last 4 chapters on biology. Chapter number 13, 14, 15 and 16 of 12th standard can be referred. And this will help you to give you a better idea about the basics of the environment and ecology. Okay. So what have we done is, we have tried to keep the things very systematic. Firstly, we saw the syllabus. From there, we got to understand what is the length of the topic. But without much understanding, it is not advisable to move ahead with the syllabus. We saw previous year's question paper. From previous year's question paper, we got to understand what is the depth of the syllabus. Having done these two things, you will be in a position to know what are the various topics, what are the subtopics within that, what are the various dimensions of the topics. Okay, having done these things, It is time that you should cover the topics and not the books. It can be covered from various resources. The resources is left to you, but always refer the authentic resources. For basic, you can refer to the NCERT. Okay, then you can refer to IS Baba value added notes, and it is being prepared in the similar manner, wherein by studying IS Baba value added notes you can solve a lot of questions on prelims and mains directly. Then having studied from these various resources, it is very important that you should keep on making notes in a very organized manner. So this notes will have or should have the topic, subtopic, dimensions that is there in the syllabus, that is previously being asked. Okay, so once your notes is being prepared, you are half the way done your preparation in systematic manner. Then it is time that you should revise it. Okay, give a quick revision and then solve PYQ. Okay, solve PYQ. So in the initial stage we saw PYQ to get the understanding. Now we are studying it and now solving it. If you solve previous year's question, if you are able to solve previous year's question, it will give you immense confidence. Okay, and this will help you to further boost your preparation. Okay, then move ahead with the next topic. Okay, move ahead with the next topic. So in this way, systematically the syllabus can be covered. Okay, so the crux of the UPSC's preparation is to prepare it systematically. There is no limitation of resources, there is no limitation of the information. Okay, there is no limitation of potential within you. What is not available is how to prepare it systematically. So we are here at IS Baba, the entire team, to help you prepare this entire UPSC syllabus in a very systematic manner, because as a human being we can retrieve the information systematically only. So why not put the information in our mind in a systematic manner? And most of the students who are not being able to clear the UPSC are those who have not, the one who have studied less. They are the one who have not prepared it systematically. Okay, and notes making is very important and fundamental thing in your entire UPSC. So the previous year's question paper, like the prelims question paper and the mains question paper, try to solve all the MCQs. One MCQs will take you 2 or 3 minutes, and one mains answer in the initial days will take you 20 minutes, 30 minutes or 40 minutes also. But keep a habit of regularly solving it. Okay, the best guide for the UPSC is the UPSC itself, means the question paper of the UPSC. Okay, so I hope with this we can start with the very first topic. So the approach will be, we will look into the previous year's question paper of the first topic, that is ecosystem. Then we will break them down into various micro syllabus, and then we will approach that syllabus through various resources. Okay, then we will revise it and then we will solve the questions again. Having done that, we'll proceed ahead systematically. Okay, so I hope your journey for the UPSC with IS Baba would be very smooth, systematic, and to the demand of the exam. Okay, so all the very best, student. Take care.